Welcome to the Burnout Recovery Podcast, a guiding resource dedicated to healthcare professionals on their journey to overcoming burnout. Spearheaded by Dr. Joe Braid, a certified professional coach and rehabilitation physician.
Welcome back to the Burnout Recovery Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Joe Braid, and today I want to explore something that might seem trivial at first glance, but can have profound effects on our well-being and productivity. Those small daily irritations that we often brush aside. So I was recently at the Psychological Safety Summit, where one presenter shared a fascinating story. When she asked junior doctors a simple question, "What's irritating you?" their answers weren't what you might expect. They didn't mention difficult patients or complex medical procedures. Instead, one doctor said, "Not having somewhere to store my bag." And this might sound insignificant, but if you think about it, carrying your belongings around all day, we all move between the wards and tea rooms and outside, sometimes the coffee shop, worrying about the security of your bag, repeatedly putting them down and picking them up. It's a small but constant drain on your attention and energy. And these minor irritations are what can be called the pebble in your shoe phenomenon. Alone, they seem too small to address or even acknowledge. But over time, that tiny pebble can lead to discomfort, pain, and eventually, if ignored long enough, it can really be a contributor to burnout. So here's some of the science behind small irritations. Research in cognitive psychology shows that these minor annoyances create what's called attention residue, where part of your mental bandwidth remains occupied with the irritation, even as you try to focus on other tasks. Ever notice that? There's something that's kind of grating with you as you're trying to focus on the task at hand. And over time, these small cognitive loads accumulate. A study from the Journal of Applied Psychology found that daily workplace hassles were actually better predictors of psychological distress than major life events. And this makes sense when you consider that we might face a major crisis a few times a year, but we encounter these small irritations daily or even hourly. Our wonderful human brain is remarkably adaptable. We can get used to almost anything. But this adaptability has a downside. We normalize discomfort rather than addressing it. We tell ourselves, it's not a big deal, or everyone deals with this, and we soldier on. But at what cost? So today, I'm inviting you to be curious about what's irritating you. Not the big problems. We're usually aware of those, but the small things you've learned to live with. The things you might even feel silly complaining about. This isn't about becoming more sensitive or looking for problems. It's about developing awareness of how your environment and daily experiences affect you. It's about recognizing that your comfort and well-being matter, even in small ways. So try this. For the next week, keep a small notebook or a note on your phone. And whenever you feel that flash of irritation or frustration, jot it down. Don't judge it or try to solve it yet. Just notice it. You might be surprised by what emerges. Maybe it's the awkward office chair that slightly hurts your back, the colleague who always interrupts you, the software that requires 3 extra clicks for every task, the meeting that could have been an email. I'll wrap up with 5 pointers to address the pebble in your shoe. So, firstly, validate your experience. Give yourself permission to acknowledge that something is bothering you, even if it seems minor. Your experience is valid, and research from emotional intelligence studies show that simply naming our emotions helps reduce their intensity. For example, saying this, "Yes, this is irritating me, and that's okay." So that real awareness and permission and acknowledgement. Secondly, assess the impact. Evaluate how much this irritation is actually affecting you. Ask yourself, how frequently do I encounter this issue? How much time or energy does it consume? How does it make me feel when it happens? And does it affect my ability to do my job well? And this assessment helps prioritize which irritations to address first. Next, some irritations can be solved directly, some require assistance, and others might need acceptance. Psychologist Susan David calls this emotional agility, the ability to navigate life's challenges with self-acceptance, clear-sightedness, and open-minded flexibility. So, for each irritation, go through these questions. Is this something I can change myself? Do I need help from others? Or is this something I need to accept for now? For issues within your control, take action. Even tiny steps help. If your bag storage is the issue, could you request a locker? If your chair is uncomfortable or has a squeak every time you sit down, could you bring in a cushion or request somebody to spray some WD-40 on it? For issues requiring others' help, practice making clear, specific requests. Not our meetings are inefficient, but more problem solving. Could we try using an agenda for our weekly meetings? And finally, for irritations you can't immediately change, create boundaries or maybe a ritual that help you manage them. This might be as simple as a deep breathing exercise before entering a stressful environment. We've talked about options that you have here. You could do box breathing. You can do triangular breathing. You can do in for 4, hold for 7, out for 8. All of these are great for your vagus nerve and your parasympathetic nervous system. Or you could schedule buffer time between difficult tasks, between report writing, maybe between certain clients or patients that you're seeing. Some areas where you have a bit of control in your schedule there. Research on resilience shows that these small coping strategies can significantly reduce the impact of daily stresses. So, as we round out this episode, remember, addressing these small irritations isn't selfish or petty. It's an essential part of self-care and professional effectiveness. By removing these pebbles from your shoe, you free up mental and emotional energy for what truly matters. I'd love to hear what pebbles you discover in your own shoes. Share your experiences via social media or send me an email. This is Dr. Jo Braid for the Burnout Recovery Podcast. Until next time, stay curious about your irritations. They might be telling you something important. Thanks for listening to this episode. Schedule a 60-minute power hour with me and leave with relief, decisions made, and clear next steps. Or send me an email for a speaking inquiry. All information is available at drjobraid.com with links in the show notes.